Hello, I'm Kate Stichin and you're on InstaForex TV channel. The single European currency remains unaffected by weak macroeconomic data, but the pound sterling fell following the news confirming the fact that the UK is due to participate in the European Parliament election in May. The euro is still consolidating versus the US dollar at near 1.12, the level close to support. The euro-dollar pair opened the European session with an advanced rating at about 1.1200 in the early hours. So the pair is trading slightly above yesterday's close. The euro is struggling for gains despite worsening economic conditions in the euro area. The European Commission downgraded GDP and inflation forecast for this year. Recently, traders were discouraged by the weakest in 10 years report from Germany on factory orders, so they logically predicted a downbeat report on Germany's industrial production, which is due today. In fact, they were wrong, as industrial output rose 0.5% month-on-month in March, defying expectations for a 0.5% decline. Apart from industrial production data, Germany's economy ministry warned of feeble prospects for the local industry. Today, market participants are alert to a speech by ECB President Mario Draghi. The regulator is ready to employ extra stimulus to ease monetary policy. That is the major reason for medium-term weakness of the euro. The euro will be able to gain ground versus the greenback amid a slowdown in the global economic growth due to the lingering trade conflict between the United States and China. Investors gave up hopes for a cross-party compromise on Brexit, and today the pound sterling is falling against the US dollar and the euro. On Wednesday, Theresa May is holding the talks with the opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn to break the deadlock over the UK's departure from the European Union. In mid-European trade, the pound-dollar pair settled down at 1.3035. Despite the lack of clarity of a Brexit option, investors are still betting on the pound's strength. Today, investors are flocking to safe haven assets. They are alarmed by the risk of escalating the trade conflict between the United States and China and new statements from Iran. Tehran intends to give up some of its commitments under the nuclear deal. Today, gold rose in value, notably gold futures for June deliveries gained to 1,289 US dollars per 3 ounce. In the European trade, the US currency again slipped for a while. However, it is still winning favor with investors amid healthy economic conditions in the United States. You are watching market news on InstaForex TV channel with me, Kate Stichin. We wish you profitable deals.